I want to show you something that I did wearing my. So I started a while ago this project at Greg Boston Services. I was like, I'm doing all this stuff with Docassemble. I'm an attorney. I learned how to do it. There was another person who was doing a project that came up and just did a lot on their own. So it's like, maybe there are other people in our program, about 120 staff, that want to learn how to do it, that haven't yet. So we had a great turnout for the first event. I think some of it was technical. We had 2 or 3 people who stuck with it and really wanted to become longer-term Docassemble developers. But this is what I realized most of them really wanted. It didn't require any programming at all, not even at the level of drag and drop builder. So I'm just going to show you first what is powering it on the back end, which is our SharePoint site. I wonder if I'm going to get 200 now. And this is the power of Docassemble, that you can do whatever kind of coding you need to in the back end to make it work. So what I did is we have a SharePoint document library that is the source of truth for a interview that runs in Docassemble. So here's our document library. We have these forms that have been put up there. These are common forms that we have to send to our clients. Here's one that's a really simple one, like an authorization to release records that we use all the time. And what we have, a problem that we have at illegal aid, which you might have in the for-profit sector too, is getting clients to execute documents that we want to go in and finish the case. Often we need a permission from the client to get records to them, for example. And we have a lot of trouble sending those out to people with a self-addressed return envelope. It can take like a week or something to get it back. People don't always have the money for bus fare or the train to get to our office to hand it to a person. And it just means that progress is stopped. We also don't have the budget for something like DocuSign. But what we do have is a case management system where we already have most of the data that needs to go into those forms already filled out. This is what it looks like. This is from our test database. This is all fine to be live streamed. So if I click on a client here, what we've integrated in our case management system a way to make a query against the Docassemble API, which then returns a list of the interviews that are on our Docassemble server. Someone can click on any of the interviews that we have here, including this one I'm going to show you right now, which is the one that lets you get a signature. And all of the fields that are stored in our case management system pull into the interview. So we just started using this, and one of the cool things that you can do is build an interview once that works with multiple templates. Doesn't have to know up front what the template is going to be. And this is something that we have available in English and Spanish, and some of the client signature information that's going to be shown to the client is translated so that it works in multiple languages. I can choose to use one of those documents, again, that is stored right in our SharePoint library. This is retrieving it live from that list of documents that's there. I can select which one I need. Or I can upload a new file that I created from scratch and get a signature from that day. I'll show you what the system first. This is the basic workflow that someone goes through. You can see kind of a preview of what fields came over from the case management system that they don't have to re-enter. You can edit the ones that need to be edited. I'm going to kind of simulate this, but it can actually send out an email or text message to your client. Obviously, that's the normal way that you would be sending it to them. And instead, I'm just going to copy and save this address. So This is two-stage interview. The applicant goes through. There might be some follow-up questions that they're prompted to respond to fill in. But if they're not, they just go ahead and send the document to the signature. The client gets a link that I copied on the screen just before. I'm going to paste that link here. And this is what the client can see. So what we've done is we've replicated the functionality of Docassemble in a way that integrates with the case management system, that can be tailored and has a library of forms. This client can have a really simple user experience, and we are able to get forms back and start working on our clients' cases in a much more efficient way. Here's the signed form for them, and now I have, on the back of my phone, I have a copy of the email with the signed form, and it also gets sent right back to the client's case lead server. I just want to show off that that's the kind of thing that you can do with Docassemble.
Does the attorney get notified?
Yes, so they get an email and a case, and a copy goes to the case itself too. And by the way, all this is done without having to work with legal server. So we're just doing it. They have the ability to let you put in an HTML block, and that's what we're doing. So we basically built this functionality on top of legal server without having to wait for them to get back to us.
What's legal server?
Legal server is the market leader for case management systems. Yeah, it's pretty generic.
Yeah, there's actually been, we started a discussion about like how should we integrate Docassemble with other case management systems. I know that a popular one is Clio. Somebody's wearing a Clio t-shirt here. And Clio is built with a, what I hear is a perfect API for easy interoperability. So there could be some things that we could build into Docassemble to integrate well with Clio. But I tried to sign up for a developer account and they didn't get back to me. But I'll get to that eventually. And then the folks at Legal Server, for the legal aid folks, are interested in integrating Legal Server with Docassemble. So I think there might be more to come. Or if you have ideas about integration, we can share them. And with respect to signatures, what Docassemble does is it just asks the user to draw their name in a box. And it takes a PNG image of that signature and plugs it into a document. So that's one type of electronic signature. But there are other types of electronic signatures. If you use DocuSign and you pay money for that, you get all sorts of bells and whistles and compliance standards. So if people are interested in having a more robust client signature solution, you could integrate with DocuSign. They have a nice API, which I can use. Or if you have ideas about how a signature gathering process should be more robust, maybe using a hissing tool. That's something that you can bring up on a conversation on Slack and maybe.
Jason Morris did the Clio integration for his a little bit.
Yeah, you guys started.
Happy to answer any questions anyone has. We're ahead of schedule, I think. More than 7 questions.
You had the other uploaded doc.
Yes.
How do you handle where it puts?
Yeah, so that's something that, like I said, it's just like created an explosion of interest in our advocates. So we had like a really informative class to get ready. But the original use case that someone came to me with was, I have a prepared client agreement. It's custom every time. So I want to be able to get it signed. And the way that the Docassemble workflow works right now, the easiest way to do that is to have them send us a Word file. And we, again, using variable name standards, we developed a set of fields that someone could type in. So I'll show you what that looks like if we go back. We have a predefined list of variables people can use. They literally can, if they want to, from scratch, if there's an attorney advocate who has an interest, they can do something like this, but they just type in the Word document the squiggly brackets, and then from the list of variables. Most of our advocates, actually a ton of them have done this, and sometimes we point out, make sure you did that form, you can just use the one that we already did it for you. But it's something that everybody's able to do, especially if they're choosing from a list. They know the field names. And what's interesting about this, to me, I think, is that, so probably you've all used case management systems that have some kind of really rudimentary template system built into them. At least in Legal Server, it's a really complicated mapping step. Like they ask you to go through all the fields and map them onto the fields that you put into the document. That's completely pointless. People can understand this is the field I want, so I have to use that name. So and that's what they just have to use these names when they want to upload a document. And people can totally understand that level of and use the right name for the field that I want.
Just want to create that link, or just saying it for all ours.
Yes, that is it actually, as we're doing. So it's, in order to protect it, we took a couple iterations to get it to work right. Sometimes, so you can see if you go back to that list of test cases I have here, test clients. Some of them have some funny fields. Actually, that's quicker. So I had to do some things to make it more robust. So the fields are, I just try putting a Chinese character there. The fields are encoded in a way that's safe to put into a URL, and then they're decoded back. And yeah, what that URL is down here, the reason why it works in just by putting some JavaScript in the page is it's just a URL that has, let me see if there's a way I can put that in, see it a little bigger. That would be a Word file. That's what it looks like. It's a lot of variables. But the important part here is that this is the link to the interview. And then all this part here that looks like a bunch of random characters. Those are all the variables.
Is that encoded in 64?
It is, yeah. And the built-in JavaScript base 64 doesn't work. That was the limitation that I found. There's
Did it come up with your own?
no, I didn't have to come up with my own. I found another JavaScript library, but it's not the one that is built into it. This is actually all open source. I did it at Legal Aid, and it's under MIT license. You want there?
All right, great. Thank you.